What's up, everybody? Welcome to some Phenax Crank. I hope you're excited for the Mind Crank combo. I am. As far as our opening hand goes, yes, I love this. We're going to keep on this one in a heartbeat. We have Phynax Arena, Knight's Whisper in 3 lands, and the Sculptor, which will kind of help us get some artifacts out. Let's go ahead and lead off with the Marsh Flats. That sounds good. And then anything else, we're going to go and pass the turn. Opponent did say something in the chat. Hey, awesome. Best of luck to you. It's always fun getting to meet people in the Just for Fun room. It's always nice. I always enjoy getting to meet you. So, if you recognize my name, give me a holler in the chat. It's always cool. But yeah, so we're playing Phenax Crank. This is 100% Mind Crank combo and Tezzeret. So I wanted to build a Tezzeret. Actually, I'll kind of explain that. I was going to crack the Marsh Flats. I'm going to grab a dual source off that. I was going to grab a Fetid Pools. Yeah, grab the Fetid Pools and then kick it back over to our turn. I was going to get the Swamp down. That sounds good. Yeah, we'll go and get the Swamp down. Let's go ahead and go for... Could go for the Sculptor. That'll make the reduced cost on Sad Robot. Or do we want to go for Knight's Whisper? I kind of want to draw some... Let's go for Knight's Whisper. I'm going to draw a little bit more cards. Let's go Knight's Whisper. Lose 2 life, draw 2 cards. And then I'll kind of explain what we got going on. Ooh, drawn to Ancient Tomb. Wonderful. Alright, we're going to go and pass the turn. We're playing Phenax. Devotion 7 turns into a creature. Then creatures you control have tap. Target player puts the top X cards of his or her library into the graveyard, where X is that creature's toughness. Playing gets Samut, Voice of Dissent, Flash, Double Strike, Vigilance, and Haste. Other creatures you control have Haste. Then for 1 white mana, untap another target creature. So I always enjoy playing against Samut. It always makes for a really fun matchup. And it looks like we might be playing against Samut and Enchantress, so it should be pretty fun. Let's go ahead and get the... Let's get the island down. Let's go for Phynax Arena. Let's get the card draw going. Because really, we just kind of need to draw into something like a board wipe. And that'll really kind of help us kind of stabilize. And we have the good card draw from Phynax Arena. And then we kind of get that going. But yeah, as far as the deck goes, so... I've had Phenax suggested to me multiple times, and I've always wanted to build it. I didn't want to go 100% mill, like milling our opponent out. But one of my favorite combos in Magic in general is the Mind Crank combo. And I don't play a lot of combo and Commander, but you know, it's always nice to kind of have different combo decks, like my Samut deck. It is a Kiki Jiki Zealous Conscripts style of control deck with Samut, so we can kind of combo off with those creatures. And so I kind of wanted to add another combo deck to my channel. So here we are, we have Phenax Crank. The main focus is the Mind Crank combo. We're running pretty low creatures in here. Mainly, we just need to get some sort of activation going to get a creature card or get a card in the graveyard and get the combo going from there. Then on the back burner, we do have UB Tezzeret. Oh, yes, we have like 4 copies of Tezzeret in here. We're sitting around, I think, 28 artifacts. So if we can just go Tezzeret game plan and kind of Tez our opponent out, that's always another fun way to win too. Okay, let's get the Phynax Arena card draw. See what we draw into. Gonna lose a life on this one. Drawn to Trading Post. Okay. Let's go and get the Ancient Tomb down. So right now, if we go for the Sculptor, oh, excuse me, we're in our main phase. There we go. Main phase now. So if we go for the Sculptor, it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 5, and we can go for Sad Robot. I think I like that. Let's go for that. It's gonna be 1, 2. Get the Sculptor down. Let's go for Sad Robot. That's gonna be 3 total mana. And then I think at this point we might grab a Swamp. We don't really have a ton. Well, actually, we need to grab an island because we do have Weird Invention in here. Yeah, let's go and grab an island. There we go. Put it into play. And then we're going to go and pass it over. But yeah, so we have like 4 copies of Tez in here. We also have like a little bit of light stacks in here. We do have Crawl Space, Ensnaring Bridge, which I was kind of playtesting the deck the other night. And opponent was playing Shram Voltron, so we had like there's like a 40-40 Shram, but I had the Snaring Bridge down with no cards in hand, so he couldn't attack and he couldn't find his artifact removal. And then I ended up getting the 6 mana Tezzeret, the one where you go for the -3 activation to make them lose life equal to the number of artifacts you control. And so I plussed him up all the way to 9, and then very slowly -3'd my way into a win. So you can definitely win with the deck. We can win really quick with Mind Crank combo, but you also have a Tezzeret to kind of back up on and make sure that you can kind of have a really nice, fun, long, drawn-out game. Really enjoy it. Okay, so we got the Phynax Arena card draw. See what we draw into. It's going to be a Misty. Okay, we're going to get the Misty down. Ooh, Vault of Whispers. Okay, let's actually try and keep our artifact count up. Let's go for Vault of Whispers. Get that down. We go for Junk Troller. Let's go and get Phenax down. We're actually working towards some nice devotions. Let's go 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3. Get that down, and then anything for 2. I'm going to get the Disciple of Deceit down. That's going to be black and blue. And then I think anything else. Now we're going to go and pass the turn. Now, unfortunately, the Disciple of Deceit is not. It has summoning sickness. But what we can do is we can use that to start searching up some of our combo pieces. Luckily, Mindcrank and Dust Metal Guild Mage are both converted mana cost 2. So we do need to get into spots where we draw something that has 2 converted mana costs to kind of start searching that up. If not, we might. We do have Trading Post in the hand, so if we can tap the Disciple of Deceit. Yeah, what we can do, excuse me, whenever Disciple of Deceit becomes untapped, discard a non-land card if you do the same converted mana cost. So, we can chunk Trading Post if we want to, or the Junk Troller, and search up UB Tezzeret, the actual 4 mana one. We've got a really nice board state developed. We can start using that to kind of start digging for some more artifacts. You know, if our opponent gets some really big creatures out there with Samut, it might be worth it for us to kind of go for something like Ensnaring Bridge. So we can kind of find our way into Ensnaring Bridge with Tezzeret, or we can actually go for, we have to go for something with converted mana cost 4. So we'll see what's going on. All right, opponent's going to get down Xenagos. Sure, go for that. Going to get a card draw off that off the Eidolon of Blossoms. But yeah, this is a pretty sweet build of Samut. And that's one of the fun things that makes Enchantress really fun, is that you can just almost port it over into any sort of color. You go mono green Enchantress, black green Enchantress, and it just makes for a really good card drawing engine. So if you've never built an Enchantress deck, go for it. Makes for a really fun game. Usually tends to the deck tends to play out differently every single time. That way you're not always kind of pushing for a certain win. All right, opponent's going to go for the Xenagos, 4/4 body coming across, or not, just going for the Eidolon. Okay, and do we want to start milling out right now? The only thing I'm concerned about is there's a few white spells that bring all the enchantments back to the battlefield. So I think at this point I'm okay with just holding off until we have something like Dust Metal Guild Mage or something like that. Alright, let's get the Phyrexian Arena card draw going. Drawn to Tezzeret's Gambit. And then, ooh, Tezzeret, Master of Metal himself. There we go, I was just talking you up, buddy. Let's go and get the Misty down. And how do we want to sequence this? We can just go for Tezzeret, I think. Yeah, I like that. Let's go Tezzeret. Let's get some artifacts going. It's going to be 1, 2, 3. Let's tap out for blue. Alright, get Tezzeret down, and then we can activate Disciple of Deceit next turn to get the other Tezzeret on the battlefield too. Let's go and plus up on Tezzeret. We don't really have a ton of artifacts right now. We're only sitting at about 3. Ooh, draw into Mindcrank. Yeah, let's go and jam it. Let's go and crack the Misty. So at this point, we can actually just search up Dust Metal Guild Mage. Actually, no, we need to grab a converted mana cost 2. Let's go and grab the Underground Sea. There we go. Underground Sea. Let's go for Mindcrank. It's going to cost 1 less, and then anything else, we're going to go ahead and pass the turn. Sounds good. But yeah, we're also running stuff like Tezzeret's Gambit in here with the Proliferate. Now that works really well with a lot of the Planeswalkers out there. Like, we could have run a different draw spell at the Tezzeret's Gambit slot, but let's say it's Magic Christmas Land, we've got 2 or 3 Tezzerets on the battlefield. Simply going for a Proliferate to kind of plus up the number of counters is going to allow us to get in a few more activations. But yeah, like I was saying with Tezzeret earlier, we can kind of just keep, like, it was a really long game, and I plus it up all the way to 9, and then we just -3'd our way into a win, so we'll kind of see what we want to draw into. Now, if we are worried about our opponent getting a really big creature down, we can chunk Thirst for Knowledge to kind of search up the Ensnaring Bridge. If we can kind of dump our hand out, which we might be able to do that next turn. This can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It'll be 9 mana, Trading Post at 3, 6. Yeah, we may end up going for that. Just kind of stop our opponent from swinging in. Okay, opponent's going for Helm of the Gods. They're going to get a card draw off that one. It's pretty... I'm liking Sram in there, too, with the equipment. It kind of really adds a lot of card draw to the deck. Okay, opponent's going to get down Helm of the Gods. But yeah, just as far as this deck goes, it's just really fun in that there's a lot of different lines of play, even though it is kind of centralized on artifacts and Tezzeret. It kind of leaves you open as far as whatever you want to go for. Or it makes for some interesting games, I should say that, especially when you add in the different stacks effects that we have in here. Alright, opponent's going to go for the God of Victory. Got the whole God crew out there. Now, they probably are getting pretty close to Devotion. Let's kind of make sure we keep a check on that one. Devotion 5 and then Devotion 5 right now. So they're actually 2 away from going for both of those if they get Samut down next turn. So yeah, we may want to end up going for the Ensnaring Bridge and kind of dumping our hand next turn. Alright, going to get the Xenagos God of Revels trigger going. That's going to be about our only way to kind of slow down our opponent at this point right now. Alright, I'm going to go for Sram with that. And then Sram will have Menace too, off of the, that's pretty sweet, Sram with Menace. Okay, let's go and tap the Disciple of Deceit, targeting our opponent for 2. Not going to get too crazy with these activations. Ooh, Croson Grip, that's a nice mill right there. Alright, get the Disciple of Deceit untapping. Let's get the Actually, yeah, let's get the Phyrexian Arena trigger on the stack first and go Disciple of Deceit. And then let's go ahead and chunk the Thirst for Knowledge. Yeah, there we go. Let's go and grab that Ensnaring Bridge. Oh, yes, looks beautiful too. Grab that one. Phyrexian Arena card draw. I'm going to draw a card off that and reshape. Okay. And then let's just kind of go ahead and dump our hand out. Let's go for Ensnaring Bridge. It's going to be 1, 2, 3 off the Vault of Whispers. There we go. Get that down. Let's go ahead and go for Trading Post 2. That's going to be 1, 2, 3 off that 1 mana right there. And let's go for Junk Troller. That'll be 1, 2, 3. And that's going to put us at 3 cards in the hand. And that Xenagos trigger, that is a... Yes, that is not a May ability, so we should be okay on this one. Okay, let's go and activate... Actually, if we want to go -3 on Tezzeret, that might be pretty good, because if we draw into another artifact, that might kind of bump up the power and toughness. Yeah, let's go and go for -3 on Tezzeret. They're going to lose that life. And then we're going to get that Mind Crank trigger on the stack. Let's go and yield to that one. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and pass the turn. So we still have a Trading Post activation. We can discard a card to gain 4 life. That's also going to allow us to kind of make sure that we can keep an active Ensnaring Bridge. So we'll make sure we keep that line of play in mind. Okay. But yeah, it's been pretty fun, and this is one of those decks that I've been working on it for a little while now, kind of in my spare time. Like, I kind of started to work on it before I started working on the new commanders for Exelon, and then I've just kind of been adding pieces over time, seeing what works, because you know, I'm getting in the spots where when I build decks for the channel, you know, there's certain commanders I do want to build, but there's also commanders like this where I kind of wanted to build like a Black-Blue Tezzeret deck, and you know, Phenax is our commander. So we're not really just going all in Phenax. I just wanted to kind of have a fun black-blue artifact deck. That way, you know, as new artifacts get released, I kind of have a home for some of these cards. So whenever I approach building different decks for the channel, I always like to kind of see if I can't make sure that we have certain decks to where we can always put new cards in there. All right, opponent's going to go for Shram, get the Core Spirit Dancer going too. And a draw card off that, and they will have Menace from the God of Victory. Okay, the main thing is, as long as we can just keep our hand down low, they're not going to be able to swing in. Let's go and yield to that trigger right there. Get the Rancor on there, and then we'll see who they target with the Xenagos trigger. Okay, and they do have enough mana to get down Samut. Actually, get Samut back up there. Alright, okay, Island of Blossoms trigger. And the cool thing about the Trading Post and the Snaring Bridge is we can go that before combat. So depending on who they target with the Xenagos trigger, before they get to the attack step, we can activate it, and that way it'll still make sure they don't attack. Okay, targeting the Core Spirit Dancer. And let's go ahead and go for the Trading Post. Discard a card. And I think at this point, actually I do like Reshape. Yeah, let's just go and discard the Flooded Strand. Get rid of that. We're going to gain 4, go to 18. We're going to put us down to 2, and then see if they want to swing in with Shram or not. Now, as far as our artifact count goes, we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're looking at 6. So we've got another Tezzeret Drain if we're going to go for 6. It's going to put them down to 15. We'll see if we want to go for that. And then Reshape, we'll kind of see if there's any certain artifact we can go for. Mainly, we're going to use most of our tutor pieces for Mind Crank since we already found it. The secondary thing we're going to use it for is some sort of stacks effect, and we already have Snaring Bridge on the battlefield. So if we want to be safe, we could maybe go for something like Crawl Space. That'll really kind of limit the number of creatures that can attack in. We'll see. And then we also still have the Disciple of Deceit trigger to go for the Black-Blue Tezzeret. Alright, opponent's going to go for Open the Armory. See what they kind of search up with that. Okay, opponent's going to go for a Gift of Immortality. Sure. But I think, actually, now that I think about it, I forgot the X's. It's just going to be converted mana cost 2. We can use this, the Disciple of Deceit, to just simply go for Death Metal Guildmage. I think I like that. Let's go and tap Disciple of Deceit, targeting our opponent. That way we get that untap step, and we go for the Mind Crank combo and kind of mill our opponent out from there. Alright, you're going to see a crack in response to that. Alright, and we're going to get that untapped step. Let's get the Phyrexian Arena on the stack. Let's go and discard the Reshape. Now see, this is one of those things where I'd love to keep Tezzeret going, but you know, if our opponent gets down that one, like 6 mana creature that destroys all of our artifact, we're like toast on this one. So we're going to go and go for the combo. Let's get rid of Reshape. And let's go and grab Dust Mantle Guildmage. I want to make sure we pick the right card. Right, there we are. Alright, grab Dust Mantle. It's going to go into the hand. We're going to draw a card and lose a life, put us down to 17. And then we should be able to simply just cast Dust Mantle Guild Mage, go for the activation, and we'll be good. Alright, looking at 1, 2. And the cool thing about this is we can activate Dust Mantle Guild Mage. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we have more than enough mana to go for double activations on Dust Mantle. You know, let's say our opponent has some sort of way to kind of deal with Dust Mantle Guild Mage in response to that. Let's go 1, 2, 3. Then tap out. Actually, we need to tap black on that one. Let's go black on the Underground Sea. Let's go colorless, and let's go blue. So whenever a card's put in an opponent's graveyard, they're going to lose a life. Now we simply just activate one of our creatures. Those cards hit the graveyard. That's going to trigger Mindcrate. Mindcrate triggers, Dust Mantle trigger. It's going to keep rolling from there. And then basically just mill our opponent out. Alright, it's always yield to that. It's kind of a little bit of a slow way to win the game out, or not cheap, but hey man, I love the Mindcrate combo. It feels good. Alright, let's go and yield to that, and that's going to mill the entire library out. But, you know, there are some games where we can't find Dust Mantle Guild Mage or Mindcrank, and simply having the Tezzers in here as a backup play is a lot of fun to kind of get that going. And, oh, look at that trigger. Down to 0. Hey, sorry to Mindcrank you out, buddy. You said you're a fan of the channel. I always feel bad kind of going for that. But, hey, sorry about that. That's Commander. So, all right, everybody. If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.